I feel like I've done so much talking already. Oh my god. Hi chefs, I guess welcome to my channel. If you asked me like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, would I start a YouTube channel? I'd probably be like, no, I don't have the time. But you know what? I'm gonna do it, and I think it's gonna be such a great thing, not just for me, but especially for my girly chefs out there that need someone to relate to outside of work and also inside of work. I just wanted to make this to share my ups and downs of the chef life and basically just bring you along with me on my journey throughout life and being a chef. So yeah, we're gonna do a little Q&A, get to know me in good YouTube spirit. So let's go. So I actually asked you guys on Instagram to send me some questions of what you want to know about me, but obviously I'll start with the basics. My name is Candicegianna. My middle name is actually Gianna. My first name is actually Candice, but I started to love my middle name, so I like to include it now because I just think it's really nice. 25 years old, and I've been a chef since I was 17. It's definitely been a journey, let's put it that way. So yeah, I'm so excited to just share my journey with you. And if there's one thing you should know about me, I am a top 10 rambler. I will talk about the same thing for ages. I will literally take different tangents before I even get to the actual answer. So bear with me, we will get somewhere, I promise. So the first question is, what is the next project for you / what is next for you? I feel like we're going in strong, my god. The next thing for me is I obviously am going to Paris in December for just 2 weeks. And then after that, I'm going to gradually see where I want to go. I do eventually want to find a new kitchen, not because I don't like the kitchen that I'm currently at now. I adore it. I just feel like I'm ready for a new adventure, and I think it's about time I have one and bring you guys along with me. Social media wise, I don't actually know where this is going, if I'm honest. This has all just happened within the last year. Instagram is just blowing up for some reason. But eventually I want to host some meetups for young chefs out there, bring in, like, make more of a community, I suppose. And I think I just want to be a great chef. I think like social media has helped me, you know, connect with so many people and meet so many people. So I really, really want to just grow as a chef and also as a content creator, if I'm honest. I think that's all I can say. I just let life take me where it's going, because even I don't know where life is going right now. So what's next for me? I just really don't know. I don't like to plan in case it doesn't work out. So I'm just gonna say, I just want to be a great chef, build a really strong young chef community, and simply just keep bringing you along with me on these day-to-day life things, I guess. The next question is, when did you decide you wanted to be a chef and what inspired you to do so? I decided I wanted to be a chef when I was like 17, 18. I was always into food, and then when it came to like leaving school, everyone was obviously picking their courses in college, like beauty, hair, and I was just like, I want to do food, like I want to do food tech. So yeah, I applied for a course at college and I got in, and I was super happy. I made some really great friends there. Unfortunately, I don't really speak to some of them now. I don't even speak to any of them now, which is a shame. But yeah, that's when I really decided, and like in school it was something that I literally loved so much. And then after that in college, I really just enjoyed it, and I was like, I really love this. I love cooking and I love making food, I love baking, but the classes which I adored more were my pastry classes, and that just made me want to go into desserts a lot more. What inspired you to do so? What inspired me was cooking and baking with my grandma. I always would be in her kitchen looking at the cooking books and the recipe books and thinking about like what to bake next. Baked shortbread, and we always make the joke now that like all of this has started from baking shortbread. Next is also any advice on focusing in the kitchen. Focusing in the kitchen is honestly just putting your head down and making sure like you're good. I feel like a lot of the time people focus on what other people are doing and not focusing on what you're doing. Simply just practice those skills either in the kitchen or at home. And yeah, that's the only way I can focus. Like, I like to just clear my head and remind myself that I'm here for a reason, I'm good at this, and it's okay to make a mistake because mistakes will help us get better. So when's the podcast happening? So I have a little group chat with two of my good friends who are chefs, and they are just a great chef support group. And we've been joking around saying that we're going to do a little podcast, and I actually think I want to do the podcast. It's going to be kind of podcast, but YouTube videos. So yeah, it's just going to be a podcast of all things chefs, young chefs, rants, like things that we just want to talk about, bringing up some tough subjects as well, because that's something I'm so strong about on Instagram. I like to bring up tough subjects and hear from you guys and hear what you want to say. So yeah, when is this podcast happening? I don't know. I'm just going to see if this YouTube thing actually takes off somewhere. If it doesn't, it's okay. If it does, great. And hopefully we can meet up and have a little podcast session. And I also want to get some other chefs on there, people I know. I want to get people in the Young Chef group chat. Hopefully I can get some of those people on there. So yeah, I think a Young Chef podcast is going to be in the works. See? What's your biggest motivation in this industry? I think the biggest motivation I have is just knowing that not everyone's perfect, and knowing that I can do this and it's something that I was born to do. There's going to be so many people that are going to criticize me and put me down, and that pushes me further. I feel like when I know that people are doubting me, that just gives me the fire. It gives me the drive to like push and do better, and also prove that like women can do this as well. Like, I say on my page that obviously being a chef, it is a male dominated industry, which it is. We tend to have more males than female chefs. I think people kind of twist that word kind of, when it's simply just stating that there's more guys than there is girls, which is fine. But yeah, that just gives me the motivation to keep going. Like, when people like make fun of me or make jokes about me, that pushes me further to want to just do so much better. So yeah, that's my ultimate motivation. And then also my family and my friends. My family and my friends support me so much. Like, they literally have my back. So I know if they believe in me that I can do it, and there's like nothing that is gonna stop me. When and how did you start as a chef? I think I already answered this in my like big ramble. When did I start as a chef? I started like properly around 2018, 2019, because the other 2 years I was studying. I worked in a small cafe, and I did start out as like work experience, like doing like pot washing, and then I eventually got into chefing, and yeah, it all started from there really. And then it's just something that I was like, I really like this fast-paced environment. I was like so into it. I thought it was great, and I really enjoyed like the sweat, the like rushing around, everyone's so busy, like hearing the customers like chit-chatting and the class, like everything just, I don't know, there was just something about that environment that I just felt so like, this is what I enjoy, this is what I want to be. So that's where it all started, and when it started, I suppose. Opinion on molecular gastronomy. I don't really have an opinion on it. I think it's super, super cool, and I wish I had more knowledge on it, if I'm honest. It's something that I would love to learn more about and try do better at, but I guess obviously those things just come with time. I hope to one day work in a restaurant where they do that and I can learn more and gain more knowledge. I think it's something that I really want to get into, but I'm really kind of not into like these whole fancy, really small, tiny plates of desserts. I just like a good dessert on a plate, not too big, not too small, just a good sized dessert with fantastic flavours and just fantastic plating, you know? And I'm okay with like a little bit of like science behind it. I'm, you know, good with like making veils and gels and stuff like that. I'm cool with that. But, you know, I've never made like, you know, these fruit caviar that people are making, but it's something that I'm so open to, and I'd love to try it and try and incorporate it with desserts that I like to practice and make. So yeah, I think molecular gastronomy is like pretty cool, especially if you know how to do it. So yeah, that's all I can say. It's just really cool. How did you know this was the career path for you? Again, this was just in school. I loved my cooking classes so much. I was so excited for them. I remember making this like Victoria sponge kind of cake with lots of cream and fruit on top, and everyone was like, oh my god, like, for God's sake, Candice, like, why do you have to make it so good? Why do you have to put us all to shame? And I was like, guys, it's literally just a cake. But in that moment, I was like, I actually really enjoyed this. Like, I love this. And just like plating food, even making dinner at home, I was always plating food like nice and watching TV shows and MasterChef, especially Australian MasterChef. I just loved it so much, and that's where it kind of stemmed from. It's something that I'll just keep going forever and ever, I suppose. Does anyone in my family have the same job as me? No. It's just me who's a chef in my family. Not a lot of people in my family like to cook, but like my mum, she doesn't really like to cook that much. But my dad likes to cook. He likes to feel like the chef of the house. My grandma, she loves to cook. She loves to feed people. And I think that's like everyone's grandma, really. They just really enjoy feeding people so much. So I would say my nan is the only chef, but not official chef. But, you know, she should be a chef, if I'm honest. Where do you work? I currently work at the Ivy. I've been there for around 3 years now, and I've worked my way up from a commie to head pastry chef. It's a very steady place for me right now, and the people there are amazing, and I'm very lucky and fortunate to be working with such really nice, amazing guys and girls, and we're all just a big, dysfunctional, funny, happy family, and there's always a time when we're laughing. There's never really a dull moment in that kitchen. So I think that is what's keeping me there. However, I do want to move eventually in time. I'm just letting the world do its thing for me. I don't exactly have a plan on when I'm going to leave or where I'm going to go. I just know that my time is eventually coming, and what's right is going to come for me when it's the right time. How long have you been in the industry? I've been in the industry since I was 17. I think I answered that in the beginning. But yeah, since I was 17, I've been in the industry. Learning and being a chef is how I like to just combine the two. Any siblings? I do have siblings. I have a brother and a sister. I'm actually the youngest sibling. Shock. I'm the youngest. My brother is the middle child and my sister is the oldest child. And she also has a beautiful son, and he's the cutest little thing ever. So yeah, I do have siblings, and they are not into cooking as much as I am, but they do like to make food, so I guess that helps. What do you like to do in your free time outside of work? This is my favourite question. I think this is great. What do I like to do outside of work? So sometimes I like to practice my desserts at home. I get a thrill out of this so much. I love plating desserts, and I actually try. Sometimes I make like 3 desserts in one day, which is wild. They don't always go to plan, so I probably should scale back and do like 2. I love to make desserts at home. I love to sit and watch Disney films, like the good old Disney Channel classics. I love doing that. I love to go meet my friends. I think meeting them just brings me so much joy, and it makes me just feel so happy, and yeah, it's nice. The friends I do hang around with, majority of them are chefs, so it's just a nice chance for us to be out the kitchen and just have a bit of breathing time outside and just enjoy the weather when it's not raining. I like to go down to Nottingham to see my family. That is where I'm originally from, and I like to go down there for a day or 2, not too long, because I don't actually like being there for like 2-3 days. There's not a lot for me to do down there, especially if I'm not working. Sometimes I make skit videos at home whilst I can. I edit videos. I bake, I cook, clean, basic house things, if I'm honest. I don't have the most adventurous life. And yeah, I just like to watch cooking programs and research and just try expand my knowledge as much as I can. I do like to go out every now and again, but it's not like a major priority for me to go out partying. So yeah, there's not a tons that I do, but I do the things that make me happy, if that's the best way I can put it. What motivates you? I'm falling out of love with baking / pastry and I want to come back to it. If you're feeling out of the loop and you know you want to get back into things and you feel like you're in a bit of a chefy rut, just practice at home. Simply just do that. Make a dish, plate it, eat it, enjoy it, take some pictures, share it on social media, and it just motivates you to know that you can do this. And I think that's one of the great things that we can do as people, is just keep practicing to give us that push. What's your favourite thing to make? My favourite thing to make, savoury wise, I love a good pasta. I really love pasta. If I go to a restaurant, if I can eat it and it's not egg pasta, I love a good pasta. So anything pasta dish I absolutely love. Or I do love making fried chicken. Like a really good fried chicken just on its own, nice, salted, seasoned, mwah, stunning. And sweet wise, my favourite thing to make would definitely have to be apple crumble. My girlies know I love a good apple crumble. So yeah, I cannot go wrong with that. I think those are my top two, pasta and apple crumble. Not very exciting, but you know, keeping it simple. But what encouraged you to become a chef? My family encouraged me. My family and friends really helped me pursue this, and they really helped me like push onto this and make sure like I'm not gonna slack. Especially my brother. My brother is very motivated and he's always got like wise words to say to me, you know, and he does really help me believe in myself and push to the goals I have, and makes me not feel silly for having them. My brother, when I went through a breakup, my brother said to me, he was like, oh, what does this person bring to the table? And I was like, nothing. I was like, he's not bringing anything to the table actually, when I think about it. And in that moment, I kind of use that like when I've been to different jobs. I'm like, what does this job bring to the table for me? And what do I bring to them? And I always like weigh out the options. If they're bringing more to the table, then I'm like, you know what, let's give this a go. So I think that's something that motivates me and encouraged me to become a chef, is just my friends, my family, and just basically having support. Again, this is kind of the same question. What inspired you to cook professionally? Watching TV shows and baking shows like The Great British Bake Off, MasterChef. They're the programs that really like made me believe in myself and was like, you know, like I was like watching these people, I'm like, wow, like I want to do this, like I want to be like them. So, and now that I'm in it, it's like crazy, especially going from Nottingham to here in Manchester. It was crazy to have like being in such a busy working kitchen and seeing it in action. I was like, oh my god, like I actually work in such a busy kitchen. This is crazy. Like I see this on TV shows and now I'm working in a busy kitchen. Do you cook or just bake? At work, I am just a pastry chef. But at home, I do like to cook. I like to make some things at home, but I don't like to make them super fancy at home, because I think if you're having at home food, you need to be comfortable. You need to be relaxed and chill. We don't need to be making it stressed. So give me a good bowl of home food, a plate full of like nice, I don't know, something simple like a roast chicken. I'm fine with, like, give me that. But yeah, baking I do here, cooking I do here, chef job, I'm just a pastry chef, so I'm just more on the sweet side there. Any aspirations to work in a Michelin environment? I really want to work in a Michelin-starred place. I think it would be such a great experience. However, I wouldn't want to be working in a Michelin-starred restaurant for a very long time. I think I'd want to be there for 6 months to a year at most, if I'm honest. I think some Michelin stars are great, But I feel like as a young chef, I feel like there's so much pressure to work in a Michelin-starred restaurant. Like, if you've worked in a Michelin-starred restaurant, you're incredible, which is fantastic. But I feel like there's way too much pressure on us young chefs to work in a place like that, and it's fine to not be working in a place like that yet, or later, or never. I try not to put that kind of pressure on myself anymore. I feel like, yeah, Michelin star restaurants are great. I'm just seeing where the path takes me, I suppose. But yeah, I'd love to work in a Michelin star restaurant. It would be obviously great for a CV, great for experience. I know I'd learn so much, but also I don't want to put that kind of pressure on myself. And if I don't get to work in one, I'm not going to be terribly sad, but obviously it would just be something I'd like to do. If I don't do it, you know, it's not the end of the world. So yeah. What is this YouTube gonna be? So this YouTube is literally going to be the ins and outs of my chef life. I'm going to take you with me to work. I'm going to take you outside of work with me. I'm going to show you what I make at home. I'm going to bring you along when I'm making these desserts at home. Maybe some, you know, background stuff of my little skit videos, especially at work or at home. I'm just going to bring you along on every step of the way that I can on my chef journey, because I truly think if this inspires one person to be a chef or 2 people, I'd be really happy. I'm not even, you know, aiming for like 50 people, but I am hoping this can inspire at least someone. And yeah, it's just to also document for myself and show that I am good at this and just bring you along with me. I suppose it's just something I've been wanting to do for a very long time, and I feel like I finally have the confidence to sit in front of a camera and basically talk to no one until this gets uploaded. I finally have the confidence to just speak and not care of what anyone thinks of me and just do it. So yeah, that is simply what this YouTube is gonna be. And I think that's it. I know there wasn't like loads of nitty gritty questions in there. You guys have been very tame on Instagram, which is nice. But yeah, if there's anything else you want to get to know me about, please leave a comment or give me a message on Instagram and I'll be sure to get back to you. But yeah, I'm so excited that we have this channel now, and I can't wait to make more vlogs, make more videos, basically just bring you along on the chef journey with me, because I think this is going to be such a good thing for me to document and look back on. And also I'm hoping I can inspire some chef girlies out there, some of the chef guys, younger, older than me, to keep pushing on and show you that there is a positive side to the chef industry, because there is. I think there's such a bad stigma with being a chef, how you should look, how you should dress, who you should be as a person. Yeah, I really hope this is going to be a great thing we have. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye, chefs!